Something that, this is just a bonus little piece of maybe helpful advice, but when you first came on, notice I had a countdown timer. I had already got on a little bit early. I had a slide, a Google slide that just had a countdown timer. Maybe it's something that you want to incorporate during your live instruction. Maybe you get on 5 minutes before all the other students get on, or maybe 10 minutes, and you just have a slide that has a countdown timer, or maybe even a song that you embed from YouTube onto that slide. Just something where if you get on Zoom, you probably have had this experience before, where you're on for maybe 2-3 minutes early and everyone's just sitting there like, don't worry, we're gonna start in 2 minutes, guys. 3 minutes, we're gonna start. All right, we're about to start. Okay, I'm gonna let a few people in. So that eliminates that awkwardness, that if you have a slide already showing, because you've shared your screen, and when you share that slide, if it has sound to it, make sure you check in Zoom, hit use computer sound in that bottom left-hand side. That's just a little Zoom technique tool, and just a tool that it eliminates that awkwardness. So that's what I've been doing in these live training sessions. I've gotten pretty used to talking to myself in front of a computer. You will get better at that. You'll understand, like, there's an audience out there that you're actually teaching, and you'll be able to work the room like you normally do in a classroom behind the laptop. So let's get started. I am going to share the screen with a Google slide presentation of Choice-Led Health. Then we'll jump onto the Canvas dashboard just to show you, again, kind of how it's set up, even though many of you have been exploring it. Choice-Led Health presentation day is targeted for middle school and high school teachers who are teaching our Choice-Led Health curriculum in CMS. So let me share my screen. I know that we've been through some of the Zoom norms, and you guys probably already realize this. Just make sure that you mute yourself, which all of you have. And if you have any questions, just put that in the chat feature. I will go and look at the chat feature at the end and answer questions that are related to Choice-Led Health. All right, let's get started here. So the entire slide deck is a bit.ly link, and I uploaded it to our CMS HPE PD Canvas course. But if you wanted to take a picture of this, or you want to access that slide deck in our Canvas course, it's already up there. I did that ahead of time. So you can take a picture of this bit.ly, write it down, and then all of our curriculum materials are housed in a Google Drive folder that I added a bit.ly, North Carolina Choice-Led Health. And when you use a bit.ly, it is case sensitive. So if you want to take just a brief moment, you could take out your phones, take a picture of this, or you can access this later on in our CMS HPE PD 2020-2021 Canvas course. Let's get started. Give you another few seconds and let's go. Okay, Choice-Led Health, we have a grade 6, 7, 8, and high school course. I don't know why I have 10th grade on there. But before the end of this session, all right, the 5 big things that I will be sure that I cover. What is Choice-Led Health? A little bit of the development process, where the student course book and teacher course books are, what our students expect to do, and then we jump on the Canvas platform. So before we begin, I heard movement's good for learning. Again, you can take these slides and you can embed them into your own Google Slides if you want. Don't forget, when you're doing live instruction, to embed movement into your live instruction, like I'm going to do with you guys. So if you're seated, please stand up right now, and only do this at your comfort level. So to prepare the brain and get you ready for the information that's coming at you about Choice-Led Health, let's make sure that we're in the right state for learning to take place. Thank you to Andrew Romberger. He created this brain boost called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So when I say go, we're going to do 5 cross jacks. All right, get ready, set, go. 5 cross jacks. I always like crossing the midline to integrate the right and left brain hemispheres for the brain to be fully optimized. What are we going to do for 4? 4, you're going to do opposite arm punches. Get ready, set, go. 4 opposite arm punches. What are we going to do for 3? We're going to do 3 opposite knee touches. Again, do this at your own comfort level. Go for it. I did a little bit more because I just wanted to have a few bonus rounds. 2, again, do this at your own comfort level. Opposite toe touches. Get ready, set, go. 2 opposite toe touches. Again, crossing that midline, integrates both brain hemispheres. And finally, number 1. 1 opposite, well, it's a windmill. So go ahead and do a windmill. Again, I'm doing it at my own comfort level. Okay, here we go. Now you could take a seat. Your brain should be primed for more content to be delivered. All right, what is choice-led health? These videos are embedded onto your Canvas course as well. These videos is something that you may want to show during your live instruction when you're onboarding your students during the first week of health. I would share this with them. They already see it in their Canvas, but you can do this during that live instructional time. So let's take a look. Oops, sorry. So just quick little whimsical videos to explain to students in a very easy, short way, concise, what is a choice-led health classroom. Choice-led health was developed based on the guidance of the Centers for Disease Control, HECAT, the Health Education Curriculum Analysis Tool. There's actually 15 characteristics to a quality skills-based health education program, and these are some of the top 5 that I pulled that are aligned to our choice-led health. You really don't need to know about this, but know that there's been purpose, scope, and sequence from grade 6 all the way to high school with this choice-led health curriculum. You probably hear the buzzword, how are you personalized learning to your students? Here are 6 ways you're personalizing student learning through a choice-led health classroom to hopefully make students more health literate for a lifetime. So you can pick apart some of these characteristics. If your administrator asks how you're personalizing, the biggest message I would say is that you're allowing student choice and voice, and you're developing creative and critical thinkers. So I have received a few emails saying, Kim, where are the teacher course books and the course books for high school and for the middle school? So if I click on here, let me take you to a course book. They do look different than the ones that we launched out a couple of years ago. Revise them to have a quick teacher edition, and then there's a student course book. Especially during remote learning, we wanted to create resources that would be complete turnkey, that kids can see, guardians can see what a choice-led health curriculum is, and to help onboard them of what is expected. So this course book really just outlines what students need to know, understand, and do. A table of contents, an overview, how the lessons were developed through a backwards design framework. Again, this is teacher edition. This is not student edition. This page here gives an estimated time of how many days that you would probably be teaching a choice-led health curriculum in a 6th grade or 7th grade, 8th grade curriculum. Often in middle school in CMS, I have heard that some teachers have 30 days of instruction, some have only 4.5 weeks of instruction, some people maybe even have 9 weeks in this remote platform. If you have 9 weeks, awesome. You can actually extend that estimated instructional time because there's a lot of content that is on the Canvas course for students that you could easily expand and do all of the content. Some of the content on the Canvas course, you may choose not to publish because you're like, we don't have enough time to do it. I don't have the instructional time. So you can customize and publish and unpublish. You can delete, you can add pages, you can do what you want with that choice-led health curriculum to retrofit it to your instructional delivery and with your instructional delivery time. Then here's a little bit of prep work just to give you some background information before you're launching it, just to be helpful. And then this page, frequently asked questions. I placed these pages in here because after a couple of years of doing choice-led health, these are some of the questions I get commonly asked. Another question I get asked a lot is, so what's my agenda? When I'm teaching choice-led health, either face-to-face or in a remote platform, kind of what is my daily agenda? Well, the first thing is that you'll do a warm-up. That's a bell ringer, or now we're calling those table talks. Imagine kids getting on, let's say they're getting on their Zoom, they're going from one class to the next or however, and you just got to get them settled down. Put up one of those table talks, bell ringer videos, or have one of those prompt cards that I'm about to show you. Very first thing, that only takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Then your direct and indirect instruction would be, maybe your direct instruction is you're showing the digital mind maps. Then the indirect instruction for majority of the student time during your class is doing those student choice and voice assignments, the starters, appetizers, entrees, and desserts. If I was face-to-face, I would do a closure activity, exit ticket, they would go to their next class. So in a remote platform, I still would do a warm-up. My direct instruction would be like doing a mind map. I then may actually ask students who turned in assignments saying, you know, this is great work. Can I show this during our live instruction to other students and as an example of, wow, this was a great infographic. This was a great public service announcement. And I just want to showcase this. And then it's kind of like a show and tell during that direct instruction. Then I would say a lot of the asynchronous work is for students to be doing those choice and voice assignments. So just letting you know, this teacher edition course book is all here with scoring rubrics, etc. So let me go back to the presentation. High school and middle school editions are all there. All right. We got a lot of information already just on the teacher edition books. So everybody, if you're seated, please stand up. Let's do another little brain boost. This is one of our B3 task cards that we developed for the elementary program. So what you're going to do is you're going to balance on one foot. When I say go, when I start the timer, then you're going to pretend there's imaginary shapes on the ground, like triangles, rectangles, squares, etc. And you're going to pretend to trace those imaginary shapes. Let me start the timer. Try to balance on one foot for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, I'll say switch to the other foot. But just do this at your own comfort level. All right, get ready. Balance on one foot. And folks, you can take these slides, make a copy, and you can embed them into your own Google Slides if you want to use this particular activity with your own students. I heard movement's good for elementary, middle, high school, even adult learners. It just engages them. Get ready to get switching your feet. Go ahead and switch now if you haven't already done so. I love embedding countdown timers, music to really indicate, all right, we're going to be done with this at this time or starting something new at this time. It's a signal. It defines a start and stop. You just get countdown timers on YouTube. There's tons of them. And going on. So I showed you the teacher course book, the student course book that's already embedded into our Canvas course. This is for students and for guardians. Now my 17-year-old daughter, if she sees this on the Canvas, she'll just go, yeah, this is good. All right, I really don't need to really know about this. Let me just get to what I need to do and turn in. But there are guardians out there that may want to see this and understand, okay, what is choice-led health? So that's why it's in there. It's not an assignment. It's just a page. It just gives an overview. That's all this is. But it does lift up to students and guardians who want a little bit more information on how to deliver and what is a choice-led health curriculum. So that's why that's in there. All right, so what are students expected to do? Let's take a look. All those videos using Adobe Spark. It's awesome. All right, so I shared with you a little bit about the Choice-Led Health Daily Agenda. This is just gives a larger overview. I'm not going to go into great detail about that because we want to jump onto that Canvas course. So I shared with you that your warm-up, when students first get online or when we are back face-to-face, you will play on a projection screen one of our bell ringers, table talk videos, or a table talk discussion question. It just kind of sets the mood and gets them eased into the instructional lesson of the day. So what are table talks? Let's take a look. So you probably already noticed the theme. You know, we've got starters, appetizers, entrees, dessert type of assignments, table talk conversation videos, table talk conversation cards. It's got like this nutrition restaurant theme going to it. I just stuck with it. All right, everybody. So if you're doing direct instruction and you're highlighting a mind map, this is the new improved mind maps for Choice-Led Health. They're all digital now. So here's an example of just one mind map that you can tell that it's organized by a visual graphic organizer. It's chunked with concise information that highlights our North Carolina Healthful Living Essential Standards. If you click on this link, because maybe you go back to the slide deck later on, and I already embedded this entire slide presentation onto our CMS HPE PD 2020-2021 Canvas course. Here are all the digital mind maps. Drum roll, please. These are amazing. Notice that all the mind maps are divided up by certain subjects. I might have to change the link to that one, but these are all, gives you a link to, it gives you an overview of what the mind maps are. So just want to give you an example. I think I linked the mind map to another set of mind maps, but I'll change that. But that gives you an idea of what a mind map looks like. All right. So don't worry, we're getting into that Canvas course, you guys. Another question I commonly get asked. So we do the table talk / bell ringer in the past. You've got the mind maps. Maybe you project that in your live instruction, or you project that when you're face-to-face as well in the classroom on the smartboard projection screen. I get asked often, how are students graded? How are students assessed in Choice-Led Health? They're assessed formally, quizzes and tests, and informally on the student choice projects. The student choice projects are those starters, appetizers, main entree, and desserts. The formal assessments are based on the mind map content. So students are expected to take the mind maps. They could either write and draw out the mind maps. They can actually, in a remote world, they can download the mind maps. They could take their camera and take photos of the mind maps. But the mind map content is what wraps all the healthful living standards of learning into that mind map. So you can only give a test or quiz on what all students are receiving. Because students are choosing a starter, choosing what they want to do for an entree, those are informal assessments, student projects. The mind maps everybody gets, that's what you put a quiz and a final exam on and a unit quiz. But don't worry, it's already done for you. It's within our Canvas course. So just letting you know, there are scoring rubrics for all those formal assignments. And for our high school, who's doing blogs and podcasts, created these resources to help lift up to students. How do I begin a blog? How do I do a podcast? By clicking on these links, and don't worry, it's already into your high school Canvas course. That leads them to the steps on how to start a blog or how to do a podcast. All right, now we're about to get on Canvas, but before we do that, please stand up. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's called Flippity.net, has tons of already Google Sheet templates that you can create like I did, this random spin wheeler. I just added exercise content to it. So when I click on this, and again, you could take this, make a copy and put it in your own Google Slides. You could do this on day one if you wanted to. So when I click this, it will spin. I just love that little spin noise. I feel like I'm on the Wheel of Fortune here. 6 heel kicks. So everybody at your own comfort level, do your own heel kicks. Next. And by the way, Price is Right, I used to watch that all the time when I was a kid. It was like a dream of mine to go on the show and win a car. Never got there though. All right, air punches. 6 air punches. Again, I heard movement's good for learning, even for adult learners. Just keeps you more focused and engaged. Makes me happier. All right, 6 toe touches at your own comfort level. I'm just going down a little bit. 6 toe touches. I always like removing them because I want to get to all 6 exercises on the wheel. We've got 6 knee taps. And go for it. 6 jumping jacks. And you can customize your own spinner off of Flippity.net. Some people put in student names and they spin the wheel, and that tells the student it's your turn to answer this question. All right, I'm going to do little baby jumping jacks. I'll remove it. Now I know we could just do 6 high jumps, but that's no fun. I like the wheel spinning. And 6 high jumps. I'm just going to raise the roof because I don't want to take off on my 2 feet. 6 high jumps. Woo, woo. And done. So you could literally take that slide, make a copy, and put it into your own Google Slides and share, just like I'm doing with you, share your Google Slide screen and then have students do this. All right, let's go on. Now we're going to the Canvas courses. Dun, dun, dun. I am going to use 7th grade as an example. But you can easily replace 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, high school course that looks very similar to this 7th grade one that I'm going to go through just briefly. So everybody has the same homepage. That was automatically pushed out. You can edit everything in these courses. Everything. Nothing is locked. So you can delete, add, edit pages, assignments as you wish. So you would want to edit this first page, which most of you probably already done. You can, put in your teacher name. You could add a meet your teacher video, getting to know you activity, or you just delete that and you have it somewhere else. You have these universal Canvas buttons that CMS pushed out, but in health and PE, I added 2 separate icons, one for health, one for PE, because health and PE, there is not just a separate course for health. Often we teach health and PE. So if you're teaching health during this time, and this is Choice-Led Health, so we're focusing just on health, you click on the Choice-Led Health icon. Again, you can customize teacher name, contact information, or you just delete that because you already have it on the home page. And here just gives an overview of what the course, it's kind of like the syllabus, the course description. Here are our standards of learning, our healthful living objectives for 7th grade. I changed it for 8th grade. I changed it for high school because we want to make sure that we're aligned to our healthful living standards. Everything's aligned. Button to start the course for kids. During these courses, when you hit start, please be mindful, which many of you already have. If you publish everything, the kids will see it all. Unpublish the modules that you are not ready for kids to dive into. Just publish modules one at a time as you are delivering that instruction during that time. Publishing this whole course would be way too overwhelming for kids. So I would only publish the course resources and the introduction module. That's it. The course resources are just there always for kids to see the table talk cards and the scoring rubrics. There's not assignments, they're just pages. It's just resources up there for easy for kids to access when they want to see the scoring rubrics. Even though the scoring rubrics are embedded in the assignments, we just want to make sure that we have them there as well. So your first few days of school, let me go into introduction module. So let me walk you through real quick. This is not an assignment, but this is that student course book that I shared with you earlier. It's just there. You can show this to your students during that 2nd, 3rd day if you want during live instruction, just to point it out that that is where things are. Then you have what is choice-led health. I shared that with you guys as well. We played it earlier in the slide deck. You can show this and share your screen to your students, and you're going through this together during your live instruction if you choose to. Same with this video of what you're expected to do. We watched that earlier. Then the table talks, you can do that as well. Then you may want to actually have the kids do a table talk. So you can have kids watch this on their own, or you could project this, share your screen, and you could have kids do this at the same time. When you play the video, then they reply in the discussion section. So you can customize, retrofit however you feel best meets your instructional delivery style and with your time. Then added this in the introduction module. It just places a space, provides a space where kids can, all right, they already saw what is choice-led health. What are they expected to do? A table talk. It just provides a place where students can just say, hey, Miss Morton, I'm still having, I don't understand how am I graded, or it just provides a space where they can ask a question for clarification. Some may not reply at all, but it just adds that space for it. Hitting next. Many of us are used to, if you were teaching this in the past, just watching those bell ringer videos, but we added these cards to it as well. So you could have a video. Students could actually choose one of these cards to respond and answer. Let me move mine up here so you guys can see this. But all these cards are embedded now, about 99 of them, just conversation starters. You could have kids choose one of the prompts, or you can choose the prompt yourself and put it up onto the screen and say, reply to this one, and put it into the reply or put it into the discussion section. So you can choose, or you can allow kids to choose. They're just conversation starters. We actually used these around the dinner table the other night with my 17-year-old. And I was just randomly asking my daughter, Cora, all right, how would you answer this? So it was just fun. You could use these on road trips too. Get rid of that awkward silence. All right, never mind. But there's many uses for this. All right, love these, by the way. Let me move this down. Go next. Here we go. Da, da, da. Getting to know you, building relationships is the foundation of connecting with kids. So that first 5 days of instruction, when you guys start next week, let's be honest. Monday, kids are just going to get used to just logging in, seeing when they have to go to Google Meets or your Zoom meeting. They probably won't be on time. They might have trouble even accessing their North Carolina EdCloud password. Even if you start at 8 o'clock, you might have kids rolling in at 8:10, 8:15 because they just couldn't get their passwords. They couldn't get their courses. Something happened. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of that on Monday. So just be patient. That you will probably be focused more on, okay, what kids checked in with me on Monday. So then on maybe Tuesday, you're going into more of those videos. What is choice-led health? What are you expected to do? Maybe personal mind map. Now you're on maybe day 3, where you're allowing kids, if you want to do this assignment, you can delete it if you want, or add your own getting to know you activity. But this is where kids create their own mind map. My mind map would be obviously Kim Morton. I would say 6 things about myself. I have 3 dogs. I have a 17-year-old and a 12-year-old. I am from Rochester, New York. I love the Buffalo Bills. I played at Catawba Soccer. That's what got me down here in North Carolina. And what else would I say about myself? Oh, I love to run. That's how I, I manage my stress and regulate my emotions by lacing up my sneakers and just going out for a run. That's what balances me. So kids could do their own mind map like that. All right, next. Just a little getting to know you activity was in there. Oh, another table talk. This video from Remember the Titans, all-time favorite movie. I love this one. So they watch that little clip, they reply. Again, you can project this and have them do it live if you want. All right, this is another drum roll we added. Dun, dun, dun. So we did not have this in the past. This year, we put in a pre-assessment. It's considered a practice quiz. Yes, it's graded, but it doesn't count against their report card grade. It's a pre-assessment. Often we're asked, hey, how do you know how much students grew from the beginning of the semester to the end of the semester? So this pre-assessment, kids will take it, explain to them, listen, this is not counted against you on your report card. Don't worry about it. I just want to see where you are and how much you're going to grow. Because this pre-assessment is the exact same assessment for the final exam. So you really can compare apples to apples how much students grew over the course of the semester. And you guys will look like rock stars because it's going to be awesome. They're going to do so great. Here's another getting to know you activity. Again, you're going to have to see, can we get this all done? You could choose to do this. You could choose the personal mind map. You can unpublish one, delete one, but just put in tons of stuff in here that they can do during that first week. So it's a slide deck presentation, and they just fill this out and submit and upload to you on the Canvas platform. It's just about getting to know you. Another table talk card. Another table talk. I love this one. One band, one sound. It's about teamwork. And then this is one of my favorites. I love this one. That whole Bitmoji interactive classroom craze created our very own choice-led health cafe. Love it. So this topic or this assignment, kids are asked to find 12 different items. By clicking on the 12 different items, it will take them to either a website or a web tool like Animoto, Canva. There are some websites that it will take you to find credible and reliable information. So it's in here so that kids will actually go and explore those websites, web tools that they will consistently use throughout the course of health education. So this is there as, hey, you're going to need this later on. So that's kind of like the culminating activity that you would do during that first week. They could do this asynchronous. You could do this, give this assignment to them when you're not teaching live instruction. At the end of every module.
Oh, wow.
Oop, everybody just make sure you mute yourself. Let me just make sure. Going into some of the tools. Okay, there we go. All right, at the end of every module, there is an exit ticket. The reason why there's an exit ticket at the end of every module, it stamps the end of a module. It signals an end. So during this exit ticket, they just complete one of these questions. What skills did you apply to be successful? Or what sparked your interest or curiosity in this unit, etc. And they just put that into the text entry box. Quick, easy thing to do before you actually start the next module. So let me go into the module view. Course resources, introduction. I don't want that expanded. The very first module is introduction. Then we get into all the course content and our standards. So first week is introduction. Every module, ICR, interpersonal communication relationships, mental emotional health, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, it's set up the exact same way for consistency and for ease for students to know, I got this. I know what I'm expected to do for every health essential topic. So I'll walk you through the interpersonal communication relationships, because if I walk you through this one, then you'll understand it's the same way with mental emotional health. It's the same way with alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. It's aligned to that health topic. So health essential concepts, this is just in there for guardians, students who just kind of want to see, all right, what am I learning during ICR? It just kind of wraps it up in just like a few pages. It's ungraded. It's nothing to do with a grade assignment. It just kind of allows guardians to say, this is what is being focused on in this module. The mind maps is next. So kids, this is where I said you could put a mind map a day or 2 mind maps a day. These are the ones that are targeted with ICR. All the quizzes, final exam is based on the mind maps. I always allowed students to have an open notebook test. They use their mind maps for that open notebook test. You could do the same. Again, kids could either literally write out and draw the mind maps. They could take their phone and take pictures of the mind maps, or if they're able to, download the mind maps and save them into a folder onto their desktop or into their Google Drive. So the mind maps are aligned to our healthful living standards. They're digital this year. They're much more improved and a lot more information on there. They look pretty, and it just really wraps up everything that's going to be taught and used in this ICR module. So the mind maps are in the very beginning. It's not an assignment, it's note-taking. They have to have it. Table talks are all put up in the very beginning of every module. So if you see all the table talks for, let's say, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you could easily rearrange these if you want to, or just publish and unpublish them every day that you are doing a live instruction. I would just publish them on the day I'm actually doing that live instruction, because if it was me, I would actually show it during my live instruction time. So the table talks are all loaded in the front. Then it gets into those student choice and voice assignments. So this is where you have to figure out, can my students do all these assignments? If the answer is no, don't have them do a starter or appetizer. Have them choose one of these. Starters are all vocabulary words. Vocabulary words aligned to, in this case, interpersonal communication relationships, or you have vocab words that are aligned to alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, or you have one on personal consumer health. Remember, it is set up the same way in every module. It just has the different health topics, the health content based on that health essential topic. So in the vocab words, here are the words. They have 3 choices. Every starter, appetizer, entree, and dessert always give kids 3 choices. Why give kids choices? It gives them more ownership. They're empowered to do the assignments more when they have a voice and choice. So they choose either define the word, make flashcards, or define the word and create 10 fake social media posts using that vocab word in the correct context, or 3, define the word and then create 10 sentences using the vocab word correctly. It's worth 20 points. Oh, look at there. The rubric is all embedded. 20 points. Correct definition, 1. Correct context, another point. Altogether, 10 words times 2, 20 points. Next, The appetizer. The appetizers are all articles coming from Kids Health or Teens Health. The reason why they come from Kids Health and Teen Health is, one, it also provides an audio. Kids can listen to the article as well. But again, kids get to choose which one they want to read or listen to and answer the questions and upload for course credit. There's 3 different articles. These ones are based on coping with cliques, what is assertiveness, and understanding other people. Everything that is aligned to our healthful living essential standards. This is worth 20 points. These questions are based on the article. It is very specific of what kids have to do. Like, for example, in option 2, what is assertiveness? Assertiveness, list 2 reasons why assertive communication matters. Well, they have to list 2. If they listen 1, they just get 1 point on that. So it's very specific on how they get their 20 points based on answering the questions on the article. They just get to choose the article. Going next. Main entree. So starters and appetizers, that's like gathering content. Define, sort, answer. Now the entrees, that's where kids are creating, developing. They're making stuff. So in the entrees, they have 3 choices. And the 3 choices vary sometimes from 1, ICR, ATOD, personal consumer health. They vary. So they have 3 different choices: create a poster, slideshow, or a bifold pamphlet. There's so many digital resources out there for them to do this. Again, that little Choice-Led Health Cafe, one of the greatest web tools is Canva, C-A-N-V-A. I would be using that all the time. In fact, I do. I use Canva and Adobe Spark for everything. So they could create these based on the different topics that they get to choose from as well. So they could create a poster on the characteristics of a healthy relationship, or healthy communication methods, or effects of bullying and cyberbullying, and they upload for credit. If they choose an entree and they want to do the characteristics of a healthy relationship, they have to choose a different dessert topic. So they can't do the same one twice. So rubrics embedded, 30 points. Take a deeper dive and look at that later. And then the dessert is more of the reflective synthesis, evaluation, and it's a free writing. It's not going to be graded like you are an English language arts teacher. I don't want you to get caught up on all that, like, oh, I got a grade on grammar and punctuation. Just look for those 10 facts that they choose. Either, hey, I want to do a dessert topic from future me. I'm going to pretend I'm 45, giving advice to me as a 15-year-old on the importance of a healthy, or characteristics of a healthy relationship, or healthy communication methods. So it's just free writing in the form that from future me, basically what you're looking for are 10 pieces of advice from future self. They could pretend they're writing an article for a school newspaper, or pretend to write an article as Dear Editor. Everything's all embedded in here as well. These are worth 40 points. At the very end of every unit is the quiz. 10 points. They could use their mind maps. They could look at those mind maps to answer the quiz questions. The quiz questions in Canvas were created to be graded automatically. They consist of multiple choice, true, false, check all that apply, and matching. There is no fill in the blank, because it would count it wrong if a student misspelled it. So chose those 4 ways to assess students in a quiz or a final exam, so that Canvas grades it automatically and you don't have to grade it. You could automatically see the student's grade. So at the end of every unit is the quiz. They can use the mind map. Now we're at the end of the unit. We finished interpersonal communication relationships. At the end of every unit, there's that exit ticket again. The exit ticket is there because it stamps the end of a module. Before you go on, now we're going into mental emotional health. So let me get out of this. It's set up the exact same way. ICR, MEH, PCH, ATOD. I'm going to minimize this, ATOD, personal consumer health, nutrition and physical activity. There's a final exam as well. Remember, only oops, only put in and publish what the kids need to see. And down below, I have it down below. All the PE is down below. So you start the PE and publish the PE when you start PE. Or if you only teach health, you just don't publish any of the PE. The kids only see the health stuff then. But we had to combine health and PE together because in our Power School course codes, health and PE is together. But if you only teach the health part, don't even publish the PE stuff. Don't even focus on it. And the biggest advice I have for people is before you start teaching, hit student view. See what students see. Can they access the pages? Do the icons, are they hyperlinked correctly? It will let you know access denied. We know what that entails. You guys got a lot of that during some of your PD. So look what students only see right now because I only publish the introduction and course resources. So only publish what you want kids to be able to see. Going back to our slide deck, I'm going to put this on view. I placed this slide here just to remind you, view as a student, customize your welcome homepage, publish and unpublished content, set due dates. Again, you can add pages assignments, edit all the pages assignments as you feel needed. If you find that I spelled the word the wrong, I spelled it TEH, go back and edit it and fix it. You can do that. So again, retrofit and customize this whole entire course to fit your instructional time and with your instructional delivery needs. Bonus slide, I just put this in here. These are great resources and tools that have been shared around the web. Our global health and PE community has been doing a great job on Twitter, on Facebook, sharing out great resources that build relationships, great resources on delivering remote PE, health, etc. We have raised the bar for all other subject areas. I learned so much just by using my mobile device and following Twitter, looking on Facebook and seeing what people are sharing. This is some of the top 6 that I feel are the top 6. I love this 50 back to school activities for the remote learning classroom. I actually shared that out this morning with you guys. A lot of people ask, how do you embed in Bitmoji into Canvas? There's a tutorial video. 12 ways to build relationships with students virtually. It's amazing. I love that locker room template or the locker template that they create. Gaming with Google, Flippity. Again, Google Slides. I would be doing Google Slides to drive my instruction. Create that countdown timers so you don't feel awkward when kids are just staring at each other in the tiles of Zoom saying, when are we going to start? You have a countdown timer. You've got a song being played that it signals, okay, we're about to start. And it eliminates that awkwardness. But I love Google Slides. This is a good one. Number 4 is really good, you guys. This whole presentation link, I embedded again into our Canvas course. This entire training session is being recorded. I will upload it to YouTube. I'll put the YouTube then into the Canvas course as well under this Zoom training session page. So I'm going to stop my share here and I'm going to go to the chat box and it says, okay, this is an issue even with PE. I'm noticing if my A and BD classes are all in the same Canvas course, how can I separate due dates for assignments as well as Zoom link sessions on different days? I believe that there's ways to do sections within Canvas. It is how your course is loaded. It connects it to how PowerSchool loaded it. So there is a way, I don't know how because I don't have students, so I can't physically do it because I don't have a roster of students, but there is a way that you can separate it. According to the Zoom link sessions, if it was me, I would just keep the same Zoom meeting links. Just kids go on A or they use the Zoom meeting link on B. Just keep the same Zoom meeting link. Can you share the presentation? Absolutely, it's already embedded. Go back to that CMS HPE PD 2020-2021 Canvas course. Already embedded it. All right, let's see what else. Do you suggest publishing all the assignments when you start them? I would only publish each table talk one at a time. I would only do a table talk, like I would start my live instruction right with the table talk. So I would publish that table talk on that day. I wouldn't put all the table talks together. That's just me. I actually would do table talks with my live instruction. I would actually highlight a mind map. I would highlight maybe 2 mind maps during my live instruction. Once kids start turning in assignments, I would highlight a student wow sample, like, guys, check this out. A student in our class created this infographic. Woo woo, it's amazing. So you can show and tell some of their assignments that they turn in. I would actually, with the starter, appetizer, main, entree, and dessert, I probably would publish all of them so that kids can work on when they want to work on them, asynchronous, during asynchronous time. But if you're teaching middle school guys and you only have 30 days, you probably don't have enough time to do a starter and appetizer. So just choose one of them. You may not have time for the dessert. You may just have time for a appetizer and an entree. So decide that. Again, middle school, you guys have wide variety of course codes out there, wide variety of schedules, and that's what's causing, honestly, a lot of the issues for those courses to be pushed out automatically, because there have been course codes created for just specific schools. And when that occurs, it causes a ripple effect of, didn't know these course codes existed. How do we push out this? So you're noticing middle school teachers, unfortunately, you're feeling that. And I would then just, again, reiterate, you guys choose based on your instructional time what you want to publish and not publish. Another question is, for health and PE, is it okay to 2 weeks health, 2 weeks PE, 2 weeks health, 2 weeks PE? I'm guessing that's how you're saying that. Yeah, if that works for your team, sure. I would actually estimate that every health module would take, in 30 days, it will take 1 week for every health module. But if you have longer, if you have 9 weeks of health, oh, that would be beautiful. You can do all of this course. They'll have enough time to do, so I would do every module every 2 weeks for every module. Notice there's enough content in there for 2 weeks of stuff. You would just do 2 weeks of ICR. Everybody would do the starter, appetizer, main, entree, and dessert. If they just have 1 week, you would not publish all those assignments. But if you truly have 9 weeks of health, awesome. Have them do everything on this course. It has 9 weeks of worth of stuff. So yeah, you could definitely do the 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. I would just be sure that, it's consistent with other members of your school, because when we do go back and we do have face-to-face, we're not going to go back to full classroom full of students. When we go back face-to-face, it will be social distancing. It will be hybrid still. So we got to make sure that we're not all just teaching health in remote world, because if we come back to school this year, how are we going to accommodate everybody teaching PE with 1 or 2 gymnasiums, hallways? So we got to be sure that we have a schedule with middle school and high school that some are teaching health at this time, some are teaching PE. So when we go back, like we normally do, you don't want to have 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 teachers all teaching PE with 2 gymnasiums. What are you going to do? So let's see, for health and PE, how do you get to student view again? Hey, this is amazing. Once you get to that home screen on your Canvas page, there's a button right here. Let me share it with you. Real quick, because I know you guys know how to do this, but I just want to make sure. Let's go here real quick. Right here, student view on the home pages, okay? That's critical, guys. Student view is critical. That's why I want to really share that with you, okay? Good question. Student view, student view. Another critical thing, folks, I know you're making these. I got to go leave student view. Sorry. Leave student view because I don't want to go, they can't go to my dashboard. Remember when courses were pushed out to you? They probably pushed out, I apologize if I'm making you dizzy. You see my dashboard full of tons of courses. They probably went to unpublished courses. You have to be sure that you publish the course for students to see. So let's say, for example, high school health and PE. Make sure Right now it says unpublished. Okay, make sure you publish it. If you don't publish it, the kids won't see it on Monday. You've got to publish your course. And I have a feeling teachers with all great intentions, you're creating stuff, you're anxious, you're anxietal, you're having checklists of what I have to do. And honestly, you have too many things that you have to do that you might forget to publish the course. So I will send out a reminder on Friday saying, hey everyone, you got this. Just be sure you publish your course. Because if you don't publish, kids won't see it. They just won't see it. And if they don't see the course, they're not going to see when to get on your Zoom meeting. They won't know the Google Meet link. You got to publish it. The very first day, you guys are probably only going to really get through those kids who checked in. Remember, kids are going to be probably rolling in at 8:20, 8:30, and it started at 8 because they just had NC Ed Cloud, sign-in issues, who knows? So give yourself some breathing room to know, all right, the focus of day one is who checked in, and take that attendance. I would not worry about right away going, I've got 30 minutes of live instruction and I better be on my A game on day one. You don't have to be on your A game on day one. Just be there, be flexible, smile, play a song in the background, do whatever you need just to get the kids, get them attended, and they know how to log in and check in with you. So, and then just kind of see how it goes from there. Maybe put up a table talk card or a video, one of the table talk videos, and that's it. Because the biggest issue is you start at 8, kids are going to come on at 8:10, 8:15, 8:20, and you're going to feel like you're repeating everything. So focus on just kids checking in. Then get into Tuesday, Wednesday, when they're in the groove of checking in, and then going into those getting to know you type of activities. Okay? For attendance purposes, I would suggest this. Print out your rosters before you leave school. If you're at school, print them out. Get a bunch of them, just in case. Print out your rosters, you guys. I would have a hard copy, and I literally would be first period. I see Bryce Cook. I see Cora Cook. Blah, blah, blah. Check off. If you have the ability to have a computer and you have another monitor, just a screen, I love 2 screens. I have my laptop computer and I have just a monitor screen. It's got nothing to do with the computer. It doesn't have a CPU unit. It's just basically another screen. I actually work off of 2 screens. I have my computer. I would then move my Power School attendance on this screen. So I'm looking at my Zoom. I would do Power School attendance on the other screen. That's just another way I would do attendance. Those monitors that you can buy to have 2 screens, you could get some at Best Buy, Amazon, whatever. Don't buy a fancy one, or if you can you take one home from school and set it up at your house? I also suggest a mouse, you guys. Again, I know we're getting off of choice-led health, but these are tools for remote strategies. Mouse to click, it's so much easier than a touchpad. I had to have a mouse for everything. So having a wireless mouse has saved me as well. So 2 screens, wireless mouse, amazing. Time being, to survive Monday, before you leave, print out all your rosters, just in case. Now, Power School rosters can change too when you leave Friday. There might be kids that are not on your printout rosters on Friday that are assigned to you on Monday. So you might have to just double check your rosters on who's here and what you have before Monday, because it's going to change Sunday night and even Monday. All right. During the instructional time for every day, are we supposed to go over every topic in each module? I would actually, that question, during instructional time for every day, are we supposed to go over every topic in every module? Probably that very first module, you're going to go over a lot of the procedures during that ICR module, the starter, the appetizer, the main entree, and the dessert. Once they get through that first module, you then can lay off on the gas pedal, and they're going to be able to know what to do for MEH, PCH, NPA. After you get done with that first module, they'll know those routines. So you won't have to go into great detail on what those assignments are. But if it was me, I would do, here folks, during my live instruction, this is what's expected to you of a starter. A starter's, defining words. I would give that instruction live. I would then give the instruction live of a main entree. I would give instructions live of what the dessert is. Once I do that, I can ease off for the second and third and fourth and fifth module. So yes, I would. In the beginning. So are students expected to complete all 3 choices under each menu? No, they're not. They have 3 options for every menu item. They just choose one. So 1 starter, 1 entree, 1 dessert, 1 appetizer. They have 3 options that they can choose just one of them for each one of those assignments. Okay, I think I got that, and I think that's about it. All right, you guys. We'll close off now. I'm just so proud of you guys. You have been an enormous team support. I've been hearing just stories from like principals and say how overwhelming this is, and from teachers, and it is, but I feel like collaboratively, we have really been more of a team together and prepared. So I just want you to, on Monday, take a mindful moment, focus on just the attendance, do your normal routines. You got this. Don't put big expectations on yourself on day 1. You don't have to worry about bringing your A game. Your A game is going to be developed. Okay? You will get used to teaching remote. You will. It gets easier. It's awkward at first. Big time awkward. But I got used to knowing that right now I'm working the room. I can see you guys. Even though it's remote, you get used to it. Trust me. It took me about 15 times though. I'll be honest. I'm finally feeling comfortable, but it took a long time. So give yourself that freedom and flexibility. They just expect you to put your 1 step foot forward. That's it. That's it, you guys. Okay. My student view does not have modules. Okay, the reason why, you have to publish the modules. Remember, if it's not published, students won't see it. Okay? Sorry, I meant, do we teach every topic in the health concepts? Okay, I'll answer some of these questions separately though, but send me an email if you need to clarify. I'm here. I'll answer the emails as soon as possible. Keith and Andrew are kind of helping a lot of the elementary side. I'm taking on the secondary side just for now, just to be sure we provide quality customer service and answer all your emails. My goal is to answer them every day in a timely way. So bye everyone, take care, bye, you got this.